of Jharkhand recently organized the Maiden Global Investor Summit 2017 in Ranchi in its endeavor to promote industrial activity in the state and establish Jharkhand as one of the prime investment destinations in India. Momentum Jharkhand aimed to provide a platform to attract investment across multiple sectors. It also provided an excellent occasion to interact with the policy makers, business leaders, investors and world leaders. The summit was inaugurated by the Union Finance Minister Arun Jaitley. Here are the key highlights of the event.
A state like Jharkhand, people were stunned when we saw the rankings. It started ranking amongst the first 3 states in India in ease of doing business. It's a state which has amongst the richest mineral resource. It's a state which has a lot of potential for growth because there is still a deficit in terms of urbanization, in terms of creation of infrastructure. We will still need more highways, more airports, more connectivity, more cities. And therefore, because of this deficit, the potential both for investment and the potential also for getting returns on those investments would be great. Curiously, Jharkhand is one of the very few states in India which can pride itself as a manufacturing state. The best of Jharkhand is about to come. I am sure that by taking this great initiative in organizing the first ever global investors meet in Jharkhand, the state has taken the first major step, and I am sure future holds itself very bright as far as the state of Jharkhand is concerned.
हम आभारी हैं उन व्यापारिक और औद्योगिक संगठनों के जिन्होंने झारखंड को विश्व भर के निवेशकों का पसंदीदा गंतव्य बनाने की हमारी यात्रा के पहले कदम से ही हमारा हाथ थामा है। आप सबकी यहां उपस्थिति हमें झारखंड को विकास पथ पर त्वरित गति से अग्रसर करने और आप सभी निवेशकों की इस प्रक्रिया में सक्रिय भागीदारी सुनिश्चित करने की प्रेरणा दे रही है। झारखंड में निवेश प्रोत्साहन अभियान को गति देने के लिए हमने काफी पॉलिसी, क्योंकि मैं मानता हूं कि कोई भी उद्योगपति अगर किसी राज्य में निवेश करेंगे तो वो पहले पॉलिसी देखते हैं। तो हमने राज्य सरकार गठन होने के बाद चाहे नई औद्योगिक पूंजी निवेश प्रोत्साहन नीति हो या फिर जो विभिन्न 12-13 प्रक्षेत्र है, जो पॉलिसी चाहे फूड प्रोसेसिंग पॉलिसी, टेक्सटाइल पॉलिसी, आईटी पॉलिसी, ऑटोमोबाइल पॉलिसी, जितनी पॉलिसी बननी चाहिए वो सारी पॉलिसी हमने बनाई। और इसके साथ साथ इस निवेश प्रोत्साहन को गति देने के लिए हमने झारखंड निवेश प्रोत्साहन बोर्ड एवं आईटी एडवाइजरी काउंसिल का भी गठन किया है।
At the onset, let me extend my compliments to the Honorable Chief Minister and his able team for announcing the Jharkhand Textile and Apparel and Footwear Policy 2016, which sets the tone for exponential growth of the textile sector in the state. By ensuring that the government of Jharkhand gives interest subsidy for 7 years, capital investment subsidy up to 20% in investments made in fixed capital, and an additional benefit of 5% to those from the marginalized community, women and physically challenged. I must say here that the Jharkhand textile story is not over till you speak of silk. Today I am proud to share here that Tussar silk from Jharkhand finds a market in the United States, the United Kingdom, Germany, France, Turkey, Japan, Australia, Sweden and Switzerland.
It is my great pleasure to be here at the inauguration of the first Momentum Jharkhand Investor Summit as a partner country representative. This is my first visit to Jharkhand. I am already impressed by people's hospitality and scenic beauty with hills and wild nature. The special strategic global partnership between Japan and India is constantly and steadily developing. Our two Prime Ministers share the same futuristic vision and have established firm mutual trust. I would say the two countries are enjoying the strongest relationship ever in the history. The government of Japan and Japanese companies are contributing to the development policy of the government of India, such as Make in India, Skill India, Digital India, and Clean India. With respect to Make in India, Japanese companies have made substantial investment into this country, especially in the fields of automobiles and two-wheelers. The number of the Japanese companies in India is over 1,300. Total fresh investment announced by Japanese companies to India since the end of August 2014 amounts over $16 billion. Honorable Chief Minister, Mr. Das, has demonstrated such capability and paving the way for new investments. We are looking forward to more exchanges, interactions between Japan and Jharkhand.
Under the Honorable Prime Minister and his government, India is on the threshold of projecting itself as a new India, an India with great opportunities. And it's natural to say that India will not be able to grow only in traditional spots of the country which have been industrialized. India will have to widen its base and extend its industry to new places where the infrastructure can cope. Jharkhand is one such place. The time has come, the moment is now, and I hope that we can look back at this day as being a memorable day that sparked out a new Jharkhand as a part of new India.
We are well invested in the state in terms of financial resources, management time, and human resource development to forge our businesses forward. Up until now, our investments in the state are to the tune of rupees 5,000 crores, and we have created employment for nearly 22,000 people, both direct and indirect.
I would like to welcome all of you to our state, and if I may proudly add, my state Jharkhand. When people talk about Jharkhand, they talk about the mineral resources. But not to forget, we are ranked number 2 when it comes to the production of peas and potato. Under the able leadership of our Chief Minister and guidance from the center, I feel Momentum Jharkhand is headed in the best possible direction. If we truly want to see Jharkhand achieve what it can and what it deserves, we'll have to work together as a team. Let's do something that's good for everyone.
In order to bring together opinions, views and ideas to develop the industries in Jharkhand, many sectoral sessions were held on topics such as infrastructure development, urban development and smart city, ITES, ESDM and startups, higher education, skill development and healthcare, Make in Jharkhand, mining and mineral development, agro and food processing, textile and footwear.
We have if you look at state of Jharkhand, we have our largest iron ore mine, which is called Normundi, which is probably one of the best mines the country has in terms of sustainability, in terms of biodiversity, in terms of mechanization, in terms of the kind of work which we do with the society to ensure that it benefits everyone. So it's one of the finest mines which we have in the country. In addition to that, we also have 2 coal mines. One is an underground coal mine and one is an open cast coal mine. Both are coking coal, both are used again for converting it into steel. Now, why this this growth in steel is happening, because if you look at in India, we have the lowest, probably one of the lowest consumption of steel per capita. We are at a level of 61, whereas the developed economies are already at the level of about 200-250 kg per capita. So that is the kind of growth which we see in steel, driven by urbanization, driven by infrastructure development, driven by the kind of make in India, which is you have to make more and more equipments, more and more machinery, and all that will drive a lot of growth in steel. So all these things again would require a lot of mineral, and that has been our philosophy, that rather than just mining, let's value add it, because when you value add it, you do a lot of advantage to the society, in terms of employment, in terms of kind of development which you do, which you have seen in Jamshedpur, in and around Jamshedpur, and also through value addition, company also gains, because that's how you also make a much more profitable growth of the company.
Queensland, the state capital is Brisbane. We have only about 5 million people, and the key industries are mine industry, agriculture and tourism. So very, very similar to Jharkhand. We've got huge reserve. We are the second largest producer of lead, third largest producer of zinc. We have about 50 mines in total in Queensland, 50 coal mines that is, and we have about 100 mineral mines. We have bauxite, coal, silver, zinc, gold, copper, and the list goes on. Give you a quick historical background. So in 2003, we had a huge mining boom in Australia, Queensland. And even if you look at it internationally, it's probably one of the biggest booms anywhere in the world. And in Australia, it has been the biggest boom probably since the gold rush in the 1800s. This boom was created through shortage in the Asian countries, shortage of coal, iron ore, and liquefied natural gas. What it has created is that Australia and Queensland as well at the time had the infrastructure and was ready to export. Acknowledging that India has humongous resources, we were ready to supply the rest of the world. It was a huge spike in prices, commodity prices. So to give you an example, coal price that were previously about 2,000 rupees a ton skyrocketed up to 9,000 rupees a ton. Iron ore at the time was about 1,500 rupees, went up to 8,500 rupees.
When we talk about this Make in India, this self-reliance and indigenization, if we have to make our country self-reliance, then definitely, the indigenization has to come in place. In our country, if you see how much we are spending on the R&D, we are hardly spending any R&D. If you take any company, if there is a norms set up by Government of India, okay, you spend so much percentage of your pact towards your R&D, but we are not spending much on R&D. So this R&D is very essential if you have to bring technology from abroad. Now, I'm just connecting this Make in India with this Jharkhand. The leading industrial state, in fact, in the morning session, it was talked about this Jharkhand is having 40% of the mineral wealth. And what mineral is not there in the state of Jharkhand? You talk about coal, it's available. You talk about copper, you talk about iron ore, you talk about bauxite, you talk about mica, even uranium is available. And see the value-added products. You have the alumina plant in Muri, you have the steel plant in Jamshedpur and Bokaro, and you have also this uranium plant in Jadugada. So all those industries are there. In fact, because we have the mineral available in the country, we can even think of making this, bringing this manufacturing sector over here.
ईश्वर ने इस झारखंड को सब कुछ दिया है, धरती के नीचे भी दिया है और धरती के ऊपर भी दिया है। धरती के नीचे हमारे पास कोयला है, लोहा है, अवरक है, बक्साइड है, यूरेनियम है, और देश में मिलने वाले 40% खनिज 100% में से 40% खनिज संपदा हमारे इस पवित्र धरती के गर्भ में छिपा है। और धरती के ऊपर की यदि हम बात करते हैं तो हमारे पास पहाड़ हैं, जंगल हैं, झरने हैं, पानी है, खूबसूरत वादियां हैं, और उस सबसे बढ़कर, उस सबसे ऊपर जो हमारी पूंजी है वो हमारे पास मजबूत श्रम संसाधन है। झारखंड पूर्वी क्षेत्र, जो हमारा ये पूर्वी क्षेत्र है, पूर्वी क्षेत्र का एक इकोनॉमिक के दृष्टिकोण से, इकोनॉमिक के क्षेत्र में उगता हुआ एक दैदीप्यमान नक्षत्र की तरह आज पूरा दुनिया झारखंड की तरफ देख रहा है। और हम सब भी आशा भरी निगाहों से दुनिया के इन्वेस्टरों को आमंत्रित करते हैं कि आप झारखंड की इस धरती पर आएं और झारखंड की सरकार आपको हर प्रकार की सुविधा देने के लिए तैयार है।
A session with the representatives of the partner countries was also held at the summit.
When it comes to investment, Tunisia, it has very strategical location. It's in the heart of the Mediterranean. It's actually like 50 minutes flying from Rome to Tunis, and then it's 30 minutes from Palermo to Tunisia. It's also 3 to 2 hours and a half from major European city. That's the thing that Tunisia had. It has a solid infrastructure. It's 9 international airports covering the entire territory, and 100 foreign airlines ensure more than 2,000 weekly flights from Tunisia to Europe. The maritime infrastructure is made up of 7 commercial ports and oil terminal. The road network is made up of 20,000 kilometers of paved road and 36 kilometers of highways. 10 operational competitiveness cruiser or what we call technical parks distributed across the region. 2 functional park of economic activity offering high quality of service, a park dedicated to aerospace industry, and hundreds of industrial area throughout the Tunisian territory.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi's initiative Make in India campaign, Government of Jharkhand also organized an exhibition at the summit showcasing products and innovative ideas from various sectors such as automobile, mining, machinery and textile.
मलबरी लाइफस्टाइल एक लोकल झारखंड की कंपनी है जहां हम लोग स्पेशलाइज करते हैं बंडी बनाने में, नेहरू जैकेट बनाने में। और हम लोग बंडी मेंस के लिए, वुमेन्स के लिए, किड्स के लिए, सभी के लिए बनाते हैं। और ये कंपनी है जहां हम लोग बहुत हाई क्वालिटी प्रोडक्ट बना के ग्लोबली इसको सेल करता है हमारी अपनी ऑनलाइन स्टोर के थ्रू। तो हमारे पास ऑर्डर्स ऑल इंडिया से आती है, दिल्ली, बॉम्बे प्लस न्यूयॉर्क, लंदन, शिकागो, हर जगह से आती है। और हम लोग फेडेक्स और इंडिया पोस्ट से टाई अप किए हुए हैं जिनके थ्रू हम लोग माल सप्लाई करते हैं इन जगहों पे।
During the summit, different departments of Government of Jharkhand signed 209 memorandums of understanding with various companies in a bid to attract 3 lakh crore worth of investments from domestic and foreign sources. Addressing the valedictory session of the summit, Union Minister of Law and Justice Ravi Shankar Prasad promoted the state as one of the premier investment destinations globally.
गवर्नमेंट टू पीपल जो सर्विसेज होती है, G2 सर्विसेज, उसमें मुख्यमंत्री जी मुझे आपको बताते हुए खुशी हो रही है और आप सबों को कि 2017 में झारखंड भारत में नंबर 1 पाया, भारत में नंबर 1 2017 में। नंबर 2 पे हरियाणा, नंबर 3 पे उत्तराखंड, नंबर 4 पे छत्तीसगढ़ और 5 पे असम। और अगर 15 से 17 का लेंगे तो तीनों साल झारखंड नंबर 1 पर रहा है। अब आप बदलाव देख रहे हैं क्या? झारखंड बदल रहा है, डिजिटल हो रहा है। अब एक बात मैं और कहूंगा कि मैं देश के इलेक्ट्रॉनिक का भी मंत्री हूं, उसको भी बहुत प्रमोट कर रहा हूं। जब हमारी सरकार आई थी मोदी जी की, तो सिर्फ 11,000 करोड़ रुपए का पूंजी निवेश हुआ था और 2.5 साल में अब 1,27,000 करोड़ का पूंजी निवेश हो गया है। I would request all the investors, welcome to you in Jharkhand. The great change which is happening in the digital profile of Jharkhand is an extraordinary opportunity for all of you to leverage this for the spread of your services, for investment and other kind of value addition which you can render.